Night, Gulf of Oman, 200 nautical miles from Iranian coast. An Iranian oil tanker heading toward China. MT Persian Gulf, 300,000 tons, carrying crude oil worth $250 million. Part of Iran's shadow fleet, evading sanctions, illegal but profitable. Then Israeli naval commandos strike. This is the operation the world wasn't supposed to know about. War Pulse has the classified details. Israel has been tracking Iranian oil smuggling for months. Satellite surveillance, intelligence networks, Mossad operations. They know which tankers, which routes, which buyers. The Persian Gulf tanker is priority target. Not just carrying oil, also carrying something else. Advanced military equipment bound for Hezbollah in Lebanon. Hidden in the cargo, radar systems, precision missiles, drone components. Israeli intelligence confirmed it 3 days ago. Prime Minister authorized the mission. Intercept, seize the weapons, send a message to Tehran. At 2:17 a.m., Israeli submarine INS Tanin surfaces silently. Dolphin class, German-made, modified by Israel. Carries Shayetet 13, Israeli Naval Special Forces. The most elite commandos in the Middle East. 12 operators, armed with suppressed weapons, night vision, breaching equipment. They launch from the submarine in rigid hull boats. Silent motors, no lights, invisible approach. The Iranian tanker crew has no idea what's coming. At 2:34 a.m., commandos reach the tanker. They use magnetic ladders, climbing the hull silently. Within 4 minutes, all 12 operators are on deck. Moving like ghosts, suppressed weapons ready. Bridge secured in 3 minutes, engine room in 5. The tanker captain and crew don't even resist. By 2:47 a.m., the entire ship is under Israeli control. 0 shots fired, 0 casualties. Professional, precise, perfect execution. War Pulse confirms Israel just seized an Iranian tanker. Comment if this was justified or piracy. The commandos search the cargo holds. They find the oil, 300,000 tons, worth $250 million. But they also find the hidden compartments. Welded into the hull, behind false bulkheads. Inside, military-grade equipment. Russian-made radars, Chinese missiles, Iranian drones. Total value, $80 million advanced weapons. Destination, Hezbollah, Syria, Yemen. Iran's proxy warfare network. The commando leader radios Tel Aviv. Target secured, weapons confirmed, request disposition. Israeli Naval Command responds. Divert tanker to friendly port. Seize weapons and cargo. The closest friendly port, Eilat, Israel. Distance, see down 200 nautical miles, 4 days sailing. But there's a problem. Iran will notice the tanker missing within hours. And they will respond. At 6:00 a.m. Tehran time, Iranian Naval Command realizes the Persian Gulf tanker isn't responding to communications. Transponder shows position, but no radio contact. They send patrol boats to investigate. By 8:30 a.m., Iranian Navy confirms. Tanker seized by hostile forces, crew detained, heading toward Israel. Revolutionary Guard Command explodes with rage. This is an act of war. Iran's supreme leader convenes emergency meeting. Israel has committed piracy on the high seas. They must pay. We will respond with force. 3 response options debated. Option 1, missile strikes on Israeli ports. Option 2, attack Israeli shipping in the Mediterranean. Option 3, activate proxies, Hezbollah, Houthis, Hamas. They choose all 3. At 10 a.m., Iran launches the counteroffensive. First, ballistic missiles toward Eilat port. 3 Shahab-3 missiles, range 1,300 kilometers. Flight time, 12 minutes. Israel's Arrow 3 interceptor system activates. Radar tracks, missiles launch, intercept altitude 100 kilometers. 2 missiles destroyed, 1 gets through. It hits the water 400 meters from Eilat port. Explosion creates massive water column. Shockwave damages docks. No casualties, but the intent is clear. Second, Iranian-backed Houthis in Yemen launch attack. 2 anti-ship missiles toward Israeli cargo ship in Red Sea. The MV Zim Shanghai, container vessel, civilian crew. Ship's defensive systems detect the missiles. Captain radios distress. Under attack! Missiles inbound! U.S. Navy destroyer USS Carney is 40 miles away. It launches SM-2 interceptors. Both missiles destroyed, ship safe. But this proves Iran's reach. Third, Hezbollah in Lebanon fires rockets into northern Israel. 120 rockets, small compared to their arsenal, but a message. Iron Dome intercepts 95%, but 25 get through. Damage in Kiryat Shmona, 3 civilians injured. Israel responds immediately. Air Force strikes Hezbollah positions in southern Lebanon. F-16s drop precision bombs on rocket launchers. 18 sites destroyed. The escalation spiral begins. Who backs down? A. Israel releases tanker. B. Iran accepts loss. C. Full war. Meanwhile, the seized tanker continues toward Eilat. But Iran deploys naval forces to intercept. 2 frigates, 4 fast attack boats, 1 submarine. They're heading to block the tanker's path. ETA, 36 hours. Israel sees them coming. Prime Minister convenes Security Cabinet. Defense Minister, Iranian Navy is moving to retake the tanker. If they engage our forces, this becomes war. Prime Minister, we're not releasing that tanker. It proves Iranian weapons smuggling. Protect it. Use necessary force. Israeli Navy scrambles. 3 SAR 6-class corvettes deploy. Armed with Barak 8 anti-air missiles, Gabriel anti-ship missiles, plus submarine INS Rahav already on station, and F-15 fighters from Hatzerim Air Base. The stage is set for naval battle. At 48 hours after seizure, forces converge. Iranian frigates approaching from northeast. Israeli corvettes from southwest. The tanker in the middle, continuing toward Eilat. U.S. watches nervously. Fifth Fleet Headquarters monitors. Do not intervene unless Israeli forces request assistance. But U.S. destroyers position nearby, just in case. Iranian frigates close to 20 nautical miles. Israeli corvettes at 15 nautical miles. Both sides activate fire control radars. Weapons locked, fingers on triggers. Iranian commander radios, Israeli vessels, release our tanker immediately. Israeli commander, Iranian vessels, this tanker carried illegal weapons. It's now Israeli property. You have committed piracy. Return our vessel. You violated international sanctions. We enforce them. Standoff on the water. For 6 hours, both fleets shadow each other. Nobody fires, but everyone's ready. Then U.S. mediates. Emergency backdoor diplomacy. Calls to Tehran and Jerusalem. Proposed compromise. Israel keeps the weapons, returns the oil and tanker. Iran gets ship and cargo back, loses the arms shipment. No admission of guilt, no apologies. Both sides claim victory. Israel initially refuses. We want the full tanker, evidence of Iranian smuggling. But U.S. pressures. Don't start regional war over oil. You got the weapons. That's the win. Reluctantly, Israel agrees. Iran also hesitates. We don't negotiate with pirates. But they're losing $250 million in oil, plus the weapons. Better to recover something than lose everything. At 72 hours after seizure, deal is reached. Tanker diverted to neutral port, Oman. Weapons offloaded under international observers. Oil and tanker returned to Iran. Crew released. Both navies withdraw. Justified seizure or act of war? Comment J or W. The Red Sea incident proves several realities. Israel will act far beyond its borders. Submarine operations, commando raids, 1-200 miles from home. Iran's shadow fleet is vulnerable. Sanctions evasion works until caught. Then consequences are severe. Weapons smuggling to proxies is real. $80 million in arms proves the network exists. Hezbollah, Houthis, all armed by Iran. U.S. involvement is critical. Without American mediation, this becomes shooting war. Naval power matters. Whoever controls sea lanes controls trade and security. Iran's strategy is multifaceted. Oil smuggling funds the regime. Weapons to proxies extend reach. Ballistic missiles threaten neighbors. All components of hybrid warfare. The seized weapons reveal capabilities. Russian radars, Chinese missiles, Iranian drones. Technology from 3 nations arming Iranian proxies. This complicates regional security enormously. Israel's message is clear. We will interdict your smuggling. We will seize your weapons. Distance doesn't protect you. But Iran's message is also clear. Attack us and we respond, everywhere, all at once. The tanker is returned to Iran, but the weapons stay in Israeli custody. Displayed for media, proof of smuggling. Russia denies supplying radars. China denies selling missiles. Iran denies everything. But evidence is overwhelming. International community response is mixed. US and Europe support Israeli actions, enforcing sanctions, preventing terrorism. China and Russia condemn seizure, illegal piracy, violation of maritime law. Arab states stay silent. They quietly support Israel against Iran, but publicly remain neutral. Regional politics are complicated. Aftermath sees increased tensions. Israel intensifies naval patrols. More submarines, more surveillance, more interdictions. Iran reroutes smuggling operations. Different ships, different routes, better concealment. The cat-and-mouse game continues. Hezbollah threatens retaliation for lost weapons. This delay won't stop us. We have other sources. Israel prepares for escalation. More Iron Dome batteries, F-35 patrols, special forces ready. The shadow war continues. Drop your prediction. A. More interdictions coming. B. Iran retaliates harder. C. Quiet returns. The Gulf of Oman operation proves modern naval warfare complexity. Submarines, commandos, long-range precision strikes. All executed flawlessly. The Shayetet 13 operators are among world's best. Training takes 20 months. Success rate, 10% of candidates. They specialize in maritime operations. Ship seizures, underwater demolition, hostage rescue. This mission was textbook perfect. 0 casualties, 0 mistakes, complete success. But it also proves how quickly situations escalate. One seized tanker triggered ballistic missile launches, anti-ship missile attacks, rocket barrages, naval deployments, fighter jet scrambles, all within 72 hours. The escalation ladder climbed dangerously fast. Israel's intelligence capabilities are formidable. They tracked this tanker for weeks. Satellite imagery, signal intercepts, human sources. They knew the cargo, the route, the crew. Nothing escaped Mossad's attention. This level of surveillance extends across Middle East. Iranian facilities, Hezbollah movements, Syrian activities. Israel watches everything. The weapons seizure reveals Iran's supply chain. Russian radars from Rostec Corporation. Chinese missiles from Norinco. Iranian drones from IRGC factories. All flowing to Hezbollah through maritime smuggling. This network operates on massive scale. Dozens of ships, hundreds of shipments. Estimated annual value, $500 million in weapons. The Persian Gulf tanker was just one piece. Hezbollah's arsenal keeps growing despite interdictions. Current estimates: 150,000 rockets and missiles. Enough to overwhelm Israeli defenses if launched simultaneously. This is why Israel acts aggressively. Stop weapons before they reach Hezbollah. Interdict at sea, strike in Syria, attack in Lebanon. Constant pressure on the supply chain. Iran's response shows their capabilities too. Ballistic missiles launched within hours. Houthis coordinated attacks from Yemen. Hezbollah fired rockets on command. All synchronized, all responsive. This proves Iranian command and control. They can activate proxies rapidly across the region. U.S. role in de-escalation is critical. Without American mediation, shooting war likely. Secretary of State worked phones for 48 hours. Calls to Jerusalem, Tehran, Riyadh, Ankara. Building consensus, finding compromise. This is why U.S. maintains massive regional presence. Fifth Fleet in Bahrain, air bases in UAE and Qatar. Carrier groups rotating through. Not just for warfighting, but for crisis management and deterrence. The tanker incident affects broader dynamics. Saudi Arabia watches closely. They oppose Iranian influence, support Israeli actions quietly, but can't say so publicly. Regional politics require discretion. UAE and Bahrain are similar. Abraham Accords normalized relations with Israel. They share intelligence, coordinate security, but keep it low profile to avoid domestic backlash. Egypt mediates between sides. They talk to everyone, trust of both Israel and Iran. Critical for back-channel diplomacy. This network of relationships prevented war this time. Question is, will it work next time? Iran continues smuggling weapons. Israel continues interdicting them. The cycle repeats endlessly. Eventually, something breaks. A miscalculation, an accident, a deliberate escalation. Then the shooting starts for real. But also proves how quickly things escalate. One seized tanker becomes regional crisis. Ballistic missiles, proxy attacks, naval standoffs. All within 72 hours. Could this have become full war? Absolutely. U.S. intervention prevented it this time. Next time, maybe not. Subscribe to War Pulse, where military operations become breaking news. Real conflicts, real consequences, real coverage. The seas are battlegrounds now. And War Pulse is watching. War Pulse, where real conflicts meet real coverage.